By now, most of you know that Article 66, Clause 2 of the 1990 Constitution imposes a very strict restriction on how many terms a president can serve in this country. However, a citizen in this country is also exercising his rights under Article 2 of the same Constitution and going to the Supreme Court to seek some clarity on that, an interpretation. While that remains just an interpretation seeking as of now, it's come into the public domain as to whether it is introducing or trying to cushion or, ice our minds to the point where President Mahama can want to have an appetite for a third term. So it's up on our desk on my beautiful glass table this morning for us to discuss. I want to start with the lawyer.
Okay, sure.
Vicky.
Okay.
Yeah, on this matter. Yeah.
What does Article 66(2) say? It says that a person shall not be elected to hold office as president of Ghana for more than 2 terms. That's what it says. So this controversy, the debate is legally interesting, but for me it's constitutionally unnecessary. But of course, any citizen has a right to go to the Supreme Court to interpret the Constitution. So the article does not expressly permit a third term. Some litigants are arguing, well, there are 2 schools of thought, really. In my view, the Constitution speaks in terms of the total number of terms in which a person may be elected, not whether those terms are sequential or consecutive. Because the ordinary meaning of not more than 2 years is 2 terms, isn't it? 2 terms. It's 2 terms, not anymore. And the president has publicly stated that he does not intend to seek a third term. We've heard from some senior NDC officials also saying the same thing. What are the 2 arguments? The first one is what I'll call the majority argument. I'm not talking, when I say majority and minority, I'm not referring to parliament. I'm using the word in its usual English meaning. So the traditional view is that, and I believe most constitutional lawyers go along with that view, and is that not more than 2 terms, meaning 1 term, you're eligible for another term, 2 terms constitutionally ineligible thereafter. So on this reading, whether the terms are together, consecutive, or spread apart, it is 2 terms. The other side of the coin is they are arguing that because Article 66(2) does not expressly mention the word non-consecutive terms, the Supreme Court should determine whether the constitutional prohibition applies only after 2 consecutive elections. And if you take that view, then a president can keep going and coming as long as someone is in between. And I think that this is the argument that's currently being tested in the Supreme Court. And a lot of constitutional lawyers reject that argument for several reasons. Because as I said, the Constitution, I think the framers picked their words carefully. Where they wanted to say consecutive, they said
it's quite clear.
So I don't think they just suddenly had a memory lapse and decided that they would not mention that. We need to be careful. We need to be careful because the whole purpose of limiting the presidential term and enshrining it in the way in which it has been enshrined in the Constitution is to facilitate democratic succession. It's to make sure we don't weaken our democracy. It's to make sure we don't weaken our democracy. So for me, in my humble opinion, I think there's an absolute lifetime limit of 2 elections to the presidency. It's an entrenched provision in the Constitution. And we know that for that, you need the people to speak, to say, we don't want this anymore.
Does this mean that even if the Supreme Court interprets it, because it is an entrenched provision, it still doesn't alter the meaning of it?
Referendum coming.
Yeah, well, this is how I see it, because it depends, you see. There's no question that the Supreme Court can interpret 66(2). It has that. That is its constitutional role.
Yeah.
But for me, and this is my view, if that interpretation fundamentally changes an entrenched provision, because they are meant to interpret, not change the Constitution. It's a fine line. They are meant to interpret and clarify and enforce the Constitution. They are not meant to change the Constitution.
But when the Supreme Court interprets something, in many instances, has it not enforced a certain level of change?
Well, it has. But this is where the nuance is.
The nuances, okay.
Yeah, because if you do that, it means that the Supreme Court is actually effectively, the practical effect of that is to change an entrenched provision. So we need to remember that entrenchment reflects the sovereign will of the people. So we need to be careful with that.
Just because all three of you are not lawyers, at least because I didn't introduce you as lawyers. If you're lawyers, I didn't know. I'm giving you all 1 minute each.
Oh, I mean, I don't even need more than that.
So, any can tell me.
You see, the problem is that people makes it look like a practice becomes law, or a norm, something that we all do automatically is law. It's not. We can, as people, be doing something which is not right, or we can't just be doing something because everybody feels that's how it's done. A president only has 1 term of 4 years. That's what every president has. You can't be president, it's for 4 years. If you do a good work, then the people will say that, you've done well, we'll give you another term.
That's if you seek it.
That's if, I'm just saying, if the people, it's the people that gives you the mandate, right? We, the people, give you the mandate. Say, you've done well, we'll give you another 4 years with our term. That can be going on and on and on. But the Constitution, as my sister Vicky said, that we tend to put a barrier on it because it's not our own property. It's your own company. You can be there in perpetuity for life, right? And give it to your son if you want to. But the point is, this is Ghana. This is not nobody's property. So the framers of the Constitution say, look, let's put a barrier, a cap on how many times the people can let somebody go and go and go. So you come 4 years. If people don't want you to come again, they won't vote for you again. Then you come again along the line, and you come and they vote for you again. Say, we'll vote for you. But the Constitution 66(2) said that, look, you cannot do more than 2 terms of 4 years. You are done. What some people are trying to machinate into this whole argument is that the consecutive nature of if you've done a term, you should do another term because Kufuor did 2 terms. This person did 2 terms. Then the minute that thing comes, then our next candidate, maybe we'll be looking at President Kufuor to come back. We'll be looking at President Kufuor to come back and run again because that is the tangent that we all want to go on. But I want to clear something briefly.
No,
me and my sister Vicky will sometimes have problems. Because you see, he said something. He said something the president has not said.
What did she say?
The president did not say that he's not interested in 3rd term. The president said that. He didn't say. You can play the tape. The president said that Ghanaians have given me 4 years and that is my interest. He did not mention 3rd term. Yes, he did not. Play the tape.
Okay, he said the Constitution
Well, so do you think that's the Supreme Court should just throw this out? Or
all these semantics and other things, minority is just using it to sway people from the good work that is going on. Are you getting it? President is on record, not once, to state clearly that what the Constitution says is what is followed. So he's not seeking. He's not trying to amend Constitution.
Would you be surprised? Would you be surprised? Would you be surprised if this changes?
Not generate that a few moments later.
Listen, we should not generate that debate.
No, I'm just. It's not a debate.
Now,
it's my curiosity.
Who are the proponents of this thing? Who has taken this thing to court?
Ken Koronche.
Ken Koronche. Which party?
Another person.
Stop that.
I've not looked at it. I've not.
Stop that mistake. Ken Koronche is not a
the Constitution doesn't allow me to look who the citizen is. It's only, you only have to be a citizen.
Ken Koronche is a typical MPP man.
Okay.
The last elections, 2024, he contested
Yes. Why we had
parliamentary primaries.
Okay.
So for some of them to say that president is trying to change a constitution, I mean, it's neither here nor there. Ken Koronche is an MPP person, and he has decided to test the constitution. Why are you pushing it to someone who is sitting somewhere either, who has no idea to do that? Are you getting it? President has read the Constitution.
That is not interesting.
He said shall not.
He's read it several times, actually.
Shall not. So
why is he reading it several times?
So
curiosity. Why is he reading it several times?
I can tell you, if he said it to go by,
my goodness,
then Ask Ken Granche, why? MPP man, why are you doing this? Simple.
I really wish I could ask him, but I just know that he's been a citizen, which anybody else.
So when you hear the noise in Parliament, it's their own people who are doing that.
Well, MFR, this is just one Ghana, two different feelings at two different times.
How can say this in another way?
One Ghana, two different feelings at two different times. Let me repeat that. Some time passed. Ghanaians were tired of somebody, they wanted him out quickly. Today, Ghanaians are more satisfied with somebody, they think that continuity is important.
Kojo, do you understand?
Ghanaians are more satisfied with somebody, they want continuity to. That's the Ghanaian speculations taking place. To the extent that researches were done, and Ghanaians are proving it. But the truth of the matter, the person
research
who said no.
Musa Dankwa. Musa Dankwa.
You read that?
The Musa Dankwa that day.
You read that?
Finished the program.
So I think that it's very important. I think Lawyer Victoria has said it all. I think that if you read the gamut of what Article 66, clearly even the clause 1 defines what the term is, and then subsequent clause 2 indicates it. If any other person think that it's not clear, for me, I think that the president indicated it a number of times. If it's not clear,
would you like that president? If this interpretation favors any president, would you like that he would seek again?
We want good for
okay.
We want
Equity is on record to say that.
No.
All right.
I am just saying that. I am just saying that.
Fascinated by the lawyer's submission.
The Constitution still provides, as per Article 130. If you think that it's a question of law, take it for interpretation. And I want to agree with her that interpretation doesn't mean that change the fundamentals of the law that we have. But the conversation that I know has been on, even at the point President John Kufuor was exiting, was that to them they think that having experienced the office, they think the tenure, the 4-year tenure, can be increased to 5 years. I think that was the conversation. But now I don't know where the fear is coming from. And people are just speculating and saying things. Just saying that having read a lot about it means that there's curiosity.
Okay. I just Vicky has a final word, and then we'll wrap.
That for there to be legitimacy, even if the Supreme Court interprets it as 2 consecutive terms, I believe a referendum should be held to ensure that it reflects the will of the people of Ghana.
Yeah.
Because these are entrenched provisions. The whole of Article 8 is entrenched.
Oh, we good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the AM News Review is sponsored by Syntex Pipes and Pegasus Publishing. It's been a pleasure with the wonderful Kojo, Vicky, Hopeson, and Honorable Bactalia. Thank you so much for joining us. I have an important announcement. I have an important.
He said Mahama. What? He said it.
Well, please stay for a very important conversation from my alma mater, GIMPA. They commit to give you the good reasons why if you want to further your education, you should choose GIMPA. Please stay.